So, in this Untouchable, the novel opens with a depiction of Bakha, a young 12-year-old untouchable who is rejected by his peers and society for his social position. So, he was rejected by all the society people because of his caste. He is forced to live in the city of Gulabdas, which is the heart of his caste. He works as a sweeper for the city, sweeping the streets, removing garbage, and hauling filth from upper caste dwellings. He is deeply aware of the injustice of his position and he laments his situation. Bakha experienced hatred and humiliation from the upper classes, who saw him as an impurity and despised him for his existence. So he is not at all recognized by the society, being in the Dalit caste. So he is considered as a slave and an oppressed person because of his caste and religion. So this caste is not treated equally by the upper caste people in the society. So the dirty work of all the things are handled by this caste. Throughout his daily course, he was subject to verbal abuse, horrendous insults, and physical threats from the people of Gulabdas. He was excluded from the public baths, so he was often dirty and forced to endure a life of suffering in inadequate clothing that was barely suitable for the cold and wet winter. So everywhere he was neglected. He was not allowed to do any sort of decent works. Despite his miserable life, he was fortunate enough to have the protection of two upper class boys who took him under their wing. So, Bakha, they often protected him from further harm and treated him kindly. The two were also studying and opened up to Bakha about his unpleasant grade, which indicated to him a lack of knowledge, as opposed to a lack of character or moral capability. Bakha's teacher had also instilled a strong sense of self-awareness in Bakha, whom he saw as more capable and thoughtful than most of his peers. The only two upper-class young boys treated him equally, and they were very friendly with him. They always protected and they always make him comfortable with them. So somewhat he was relaxed and happy with his friends. Bakha was also given a glimpse of freedom when he was sent to fetch water for his family. He could look upon his surroundings with a newfound appreciation and admiration for its beauty. A chance meeting with a young untouchable girl, Sohini, further opened his eyes to the fact that they were all living under a system of great inequality and injustice. So, wherever they were treated unequally and injustice is done to them, Sohini was able to express and understand her oppression in a way that brought Bakha to a greater understanding. So, in all the way, the poor people of this Dalit community is suffering under the upper caste people of this society. The novel shifts to a public meeting in which Bakha plight is discussed. The upper classes and officials discuss the harms that have resulted from the neglect of untouchables. Bakha's father spoke about how a lack of education had resulted in a lack of understanding of Indian culture sitting on their minds. The idea that since they had inherited the stigma of untouchability, nothing that was great or beautiful or noble could be theirs. So, all the beautiful things, all the education are only for the upper caste people, and these poor people were called as untouchables and they were not allowed to get any education or they were not allowed to treat equally by the upper caste society. Bakha was also able to challenge the colonial caste system in a revolutionary manner when he refused to accept a mango a younger upper boy offered him. Instead of taking it, he boldly threw it back and asked the boy why he was offering it to him in the first place. This scene symbolizes Bakha's newfound awareness and defiance of the oppressive colonial rule and caste system. Thank you.